I'm classing the budgie as a midlife crisis, almost. He's my best mate on the road, and I let him out in the van, he flies about. I work 3 hours a week, that's it. That's all I need, that's all I'm happy with. I've got subs and speakers that are all wired through the wall. Cinema, so that comes straight down. I've always sat there, even after every job, I'm just like, there's got to be more to life than this. The number in someone's company, it has to be more.
Hi guys, welcome back to another Liberation video. Today we're meeting up with Danny over in Norfolk, who's a full-time van lifer.
Hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and let us know in the comments what you think, and back to it.
My name's Danny, I'm a full-time van lifer for a year and a half now. I do photography and videography on the road. So what kicked off van life for me was lockdown. So I had friends living in campers up Peak District, loving life like one giant holiday, and I lost my job, I lost everything I had because of lockdown basically, and I was like, I need that life. So I've done everything I could to make it happen. I've done all the remote work I could, sold everything I owned, all my TVs, like the surround sound system that I had, everything I owned to make this happen. Used all that money to get the van and then moved straight in. I had nothing in it at all. I just had an airbed. I moved in and started building it from the inside out while living in it. Got a bit sawdusty, to say the least. Since growing up, I just don't understand why people go to a house that they can't really afford, they get a mortgage, and they're paying that loan off for 25 years or whatever, and then you're stuck in one spot. Like, I just don't understand. There's so much I don't understand about this world. I just don't get it. Why you have to pay so much, like all the rent and the bills. When lockdown happened, realising that everything can be taken away from you just like that. Like all your money, all your house. Most people are like 1 month paycheck away from being broke completely. This is my lifeline security, as it were now. Like, it doesn't matter what happens in the world. I've got a house that runs itself. I think there's always two ways to go about van life. There's rather you work on the road and travel and enjoy what people say it should be, or you use it as a house that has no overheads at all, and you just chill, see your friends, go out, like enjoy life, like pick a place and just live there. And that's just what I've done in Norwich. I've just sort of worked bare minimum, don't need money. I work 3 hours a week, that's it. That's all I need, that's all I'm happy with. Like at times, you know, if you get an unexpected bill come in, it can be like, oh God, like I need to find some more money. Because I'm a photographer and videographer as well, just sort of like see if anyone needs one, just hunt about a bit. And usually one video job can last me like 3 weeks of money. But now I just work 3 hours a week, running photo booths at weddings. Money doesn't interest me at all. Like, I think when you go bare minimal, like you sell everything to get into the van, when you move into the van, you're like, oh, I've still got too much stuff. I've got to get rid of more stuff, get rid of more stuff. And now you realise actually, I only need like 5 t-shirts. You only need like 2 pairs of shorts. You realise how materialistic everyone is, and then you move into a van and you're just like, oh, you don't need much at all really. This is the van, it has no name, I apologise. And it's an extra large wheelbase transit. I've just been wanting something to fit everything in. Like, I didn't want a single bed, I didn't want to be restricted on stuff. I wanted an actual worktop, I wanted a place to walk about in. So the light bar is controlled by missile switches on the dash. I had to have aeroplane missile switches. So you flick it up, it's like an aeroplane. My priorities weren't right. No microwave, no way of cooking properly, but I want missile switches. On top is a Rhino full Rhino roof rack with 600 watts of solar. It's also got a split charger, which means even if there's no sun in the UK, the van will charge. I've never run out of battery ever. So I wasn't really a fan of the sliding windows. So I went for like a sniper style window, but it's got built-in blinds inside. So you've got a fly net attached to it, then you've got nighttime mode, and it's tinted as well. So I built this, I've got made these temporary things for all my photography equipment at the top, and these are all tools and other bits and pieces that I need. All the diesel stuff's that side, so the diesel heater, and that comes out to the front, and then all my electrics are here with the batteries, the inverters, and it's all powered by Victron from my phone as well. I went full on security mode. I've got steering locks, I've got external locks on the doors. I had this installed, I had GPS tracking installed because someone tried to break into it literally like this moment I had electrics in there. And so it just goes to show how many van thieves are out there and they know what they're doing and where they're going. Like, it makes you so paranoid when it happens once, that's it. When my friends' children always come in, they always go, where'd you go to the toilet? Like, how do you have a wash? So I just wash it at the gym every day. So you go to the gym every day, you wash every day there. But yeah, I'm like, that's the toilet. And they're like, really? What? And they start lifting the lid. Don't lift the lid. The thing is, I had the same panic. It's like, oh, going to a van, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to go to the toilet? Like, how am I going to wash all the time? And then you realise, actually, you take it day by day and you realise that's scary. Where am I going to do my laundry? friends' houses. And when you start doing it, it's actually not scary at all. But I think it's so different from normal life. It's almost like a disassociance. When you're living in a house or a flat, you're forced to be employed to get a regular income, then pay that rent and pay those bills and pay that council tax. And with this, you're not forced to do anything. And I hated working in an office 9 to 5. I do trampolining, I do the gym, I did do Muay Thai, I did do boxing. I'm always moving and moving and moving. I'm very active. And when you're sitting down all day, then you get hungry and then you eat, then you put on weight and you're just sitting in front of a screen all day editing. You're just static, sitting in an office. I couldn't do it. The moment I got a van and realised I don't have to do that anymore, it's like, right, I'm off, see ya. I've always sat there, even after every job, I'm just like, there's got to be more to life than this. Like, I'm just a number in someone's company. Like, there has to be more. You work a 9 to 5, you're exhausted, or you either try and get the gym in or you try and get food, and all of a sudden it's 10 o'clock at night. But then when you're not working and you have every day, like, oh, what are you doing? Let's go out. You build better relationships with people as well. And so I've got like really good quality friends here that I can spend good time with, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So can I look inside? Behind here, I've got subs and speakers that are all wired through the wall. So I switch those buttons on, it all connects to my phone and my laptop and the cinema, and I have all surround sound with a sub. It's all my gadgets. Safety first. I've got the max fan up here as well. So ventilation in, ventilation out. Lifesaver. So the mural, that was done a week after my nan died. It was kind of in memory of her, and her favourite flower was lilies. So the bed was actually risen and hid some of the lilies, but they are in there. And but I wanted something like, I just wasn't a fan of the plain white. Like, I had to have some kind of character in it, some kind of personality. Same for the walls, same for the loo. I wanted it to be painted so it was different. Like, I don't like plain white. I have to have some kind of personality, some kind of colour going on. And so I had that painted as well. Just a normal chemical style loo. So every like couple of weeks, just find a chemical drop off point and just drop it off. This is my normal storage. Got all tools in that one, knives and forks, cutlery, things like that. Just normal household stuff that you'd find in the kitchen. And then here is all washing basket, all the stuff that you would kind of want to hide. Ideally, I want to build another box over the top of the loo. But yeah, this is my seating area. Okay, so I've got my control panel here for my speakers. This controls my mini fridge. So all my heating's here as well, all my voltage, so I'll just turn all the power off from here. All my geeky collectibles, that's fine. And so this as well, Iron Man, you plug that in there, that lights up at night as well. So this was sort of like a spontaneous build that is actually kept, and it's been so helpful, like, because all these were filled with clothes, and then there's just t-shirts and jumpers. But yes, that's pretty handy. And then the cinema, so that comes straight down. The bed, I don't know if it's a queen size or just a double, I'm not quite sure. But I wanted a massive bed because I was standing straight 6 foot. They all just sort of slotted together and made my mattress. And then I've also got a memory foam topper on top, more duvets, more duvets, more duvets, but it's fine. I wanted to do as much weight saving as possible. And even though it's nowhere near the weight limit of the van, I just kept on trying to be quite minimalist. The more and more I've done van life, the more and more minimal I've ended up getting. So I just made Batten's shelf basically, and just kept that. But the thing is, I don't have, like, I've got more than enough storage. Still got all underneath the bed free, like, and I don't really need it. Like, I've got my wardrobe and got all my clothes in here, all my cables, all my hard drives and camera gear, and yeah, so I don't really need any more. So I'm classing the budgie as a midlife crisis almost. I can't get a dog because it's too hot. Like, I need aircon, and I haven't got aircon. It wouldn't be fair on the dog. The pet shop said it'd be fine. You know, you start off with short drives, get them as a baby, and they get used to it, and they actually quite like it. He's my best mate on the road, and I let him out in the van. He flies about, he's chirping. I don't know if the camera will be able to hear him now. I'm waiting for him to talk though. I'm quite worried what his first word might be. You just don't know. Got him 14 weeks old, and I've had him about 6 weeks now. And you start off by training, just putting your hand in, and then you get so scared at first, and then you get more used to it. And now all my friends can put their hands in, he'll jump on your hand, and he's very fast when he comes out. You open the gate, and he just sits there for a while and wondering what's happening. Then you let him fly around the van, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's like, just don't move, and he won't freak out, and then it's all good. But he tends to sit on the cage or sit on here, and he just loves it because he loves being at the highest points. And then you just put a film on, and he'll just chill outside, and he'll fly about sometimes. I want him to get to sit on my shoulder eventually, but he's still new. Aren't you, boy? If I sit down there and read a book, he'll come to the bottom perch and listen. It's really weird. Like, I have heard though that the more they get used to your voice, and they actually find it quite soothing. But yeah, they love like human voices and interaction things going on. If I have quite a few people in here, he'll start like flying about and going a bit, like, being quite interested. It was so relaxing in the morning. Like hearing birds chirping inside your van instead of just outside. So the favourite thing is like, I think, so if I want to go into Norwich City, for example, and go out for a few drinks, I can park as close to the city as possible. And then I'm like, I don't have to travel, I don't have to get a taxi, I don't have to go anywhere. And also it's really handy if I go to like another town or another city as well, just park anywhere I like. People think about car parks all the time with cars, but I think when you learn to adapt and change with a van, you find all the free parking, you find all the streets you can park for free. And even if I went back to a car, I'm like, I'm never paying for parking ever again in my life. And people go to the city and it's like, oh, 15 quid for parking for the day. Like, why? There's so many streets that you can do. I think your brain switches. It's like a taxi driver that knows where he's going. It's kind of like that, I think, when you're in a van. Least favourite thing.
Is it all roses? Or...
I'll tell you what, the least favourite thing is obviously when the van suddenly goes wrong, because it's your house, breaking down is the worst. Because like, you're stuck there, and the amount of times I have broken down, they can't take you to a garage because you live in it. You can't live at the garage forecourt, and there's a lot of complications. When you're on your own and travelling as a van lifer, and you see people posting online about how lonely they get, I get it. It does do stuff to your mind when because you want to share those memories with someone, or you want to see people, or you want to talk. If you're out in nature and stuff, I only do it every so often on my own, because you kind of want to tell people about it, and you want to share it with someone, and it is peaceful. In terms of people's views, I think it's more of like, I don't know, a bit of envy or jealousy in there. It's more because like, there is no way I could have done this if I had kids, if I didn't have a solid income to start with. I was furloughed for a while. I worked on it every single day as the moment I got the van and the moment I moved in. And I think if you've got any distractions at all, like you see people trying to build a camper and it takes like a 4-year project or a 3-year project, and I don't blame them. If there's kids running about, they've got people to feed and they've got stuff to do, but because of lockdown, there was nothing to do. I had no kids to look after. I had all the time in the world. And I get people messaging me going, oh, I wish I had your life, or I wish I was, you know, when the kids are gone, I'm going to do what you're doing and stuff like that. And I get more of that, but I don't really get anyone hating or treating me differently. It's more people wishing they had my life, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, you haven't emptied the toilet yet. You haven't, oh no, I really need to shower, like, I've got to find a gym. Or in terms of the rest of my life, I can't imagine going back to a house, spending half of my wages or earnings, or even more so, on rent and bills. Like, it's just depressing. You know, you get your money, right, that's my money. I don't have to spend it on anything, I don't have to pay anyone. I can't imagine going back. Well, thank you for watching and going around my van. If you want to check out more, you can check out my Instagram. It's sign up to my OnlyFans, all with underscores, it's the spaces. Feel free to check out the link below. And thanks for the interview.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in there, and thanks to Danny for showing us around.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments what you think. We'll see you in the next video.